I took 50 flights last year, so I think I have finally earned myself the title of frequent traveler. And I've learned a lot of things that help make travel easier that not enough people are doing. So in this video, I'm gonna share 10 things that I stopped doing when I became a frequent traveler that I want you to adopt for your next trip. Let's get right into it. Number 1, stop booking the cheapest option. I know this one seems a little crazy because I was always like a bargain hunter when it comes to flights. But as I started to fly more, I found that time is more important to me than getting like $50, $60 less on a fare. I would rather pick a nonstop flight or a shorter layover than pick the cheapest option that's gonna send me all over the place and take me 9 hours to get to my destination when I could get there in like 4 with a direct flight. I also started taking loyalty status into consideration when I'm booking my flights. If at all possible, I want to stick to my main airline, which is United, where I have the most status, and booking on United is going to help me keep that status, which gets me perks that are totally worth the extra effort and a little bit of extra money. Thing number 2 I stopped doing was booking on any credit card that I had available. There are a lot of points gurus out there who will teach you all sorts of very complicated strategies around points. What it really comes down to is creating a credit card strategy that is right for you. That means looking at what airline do you fly frequently, what hotel chain do you like to stay with, or do you just need like a general card that's going to give you points on all travel booked? There are a lot of ways to do this. I have a great intro video to travel credit cards, which I will put a card up here for you. This is a must watch if you are interested in getting into the credit card points game. Number 3 I stopped doing is drinking alcohol on a plane. Look, there is something about like going on a trip, going on a vacation, where people just kind of lose all their common sense. It's like rules out the window, you're just gonna go crazy. I used to take advantage of like the bar cart like anybody else, but I found that drinking alcohol on a plane really messes with me. It messes with my sleep and my ability to adjust to a new time zone, messes with my hydration. It makes an unsafe situation if something were to happen in the plane and I'm like befuddled. That's not going to really help me react well in an emergency situation. So I'm not saying I never drink on a plane, but for the most part, I tend to skip the bar cart, save my money, save the crappy alcohol, because let's be honest, usually the stuff on the bar cart is not that great, and just save it for my destination. Thing number 4 I stopped doing was booking the window seat. I used to be such a window seat girly. I love being able to look out the window. But I gotta say now, being a frequent traveler, I would much rather be on the aisle and have a quick way to get off the plane and not have to ask anybody to get up so that I can use the bathroom. Like me being in the aisle seat is me like controlling my own plane destiny. And honestly, deplaning is like one of the times I get most frustrated when I'm flying. I'm usually really, really calm and really good. But when I'm deplaning and it's taking people like forever to get up and get their bags and like they're like getting their stuff sorted while they're standing there holding everybody up. Oh, I can't do it. It drives me bananas. So this way, at least if I'm on the aisleway, I'm able to like get out a little bit quicker than if I'm like trapped in the window seat waiting for everybody else to get out. Speaking of being frustrated, thing number 5 I stopped doing, getting mad when there are kids near me. I mean, honestly, like getting mad in general when you're traveling just doesn't help the situation. Like you control your own attitude and things just snowball if you get pissed. It really starts to build on itself. You start looking for every little annoyance and then the whole experience starts to unravel. I'm not saying that I'm like, you know, condoning kids like watching videos without headphones on or, you know, kids like kicking the back of your seat. Like there's still, of course, I want like parents to like control their kids and have like kid manners, but they're children. Like they can't control everything on a flight. So getting mad at them or just like immediately getting upset if somebody sits down close to you with kids or a baby, like just doesn't help the situation. So you just gotta like let it go. Thing number 6 I stopped doing is packing everything that I thought I would need. So I used to be guilty of packing my iPad, phone, laptop, chargers for every single thing, a book, and a magazine, like just on the off chance that I would need each one of these things. And then I would maybe use one thing out of that entire pile. And the whole time I just ended up like hauling around this extra weight and stuff that like I could potentially lose or get stolen, like a laptop. Now I am much more judicious in my packing. I have a Kindle app on my iPad. I have a keyboard that I attach to my iPad so I can just leave my laptop at home. I have one multi-charger that I use for all of my devices. I have one power bank that attaches to that multi-charger so I can charge all my devices. And it makes my packing situation just much, much cleaner. Remember, you can buy practically anything that you forget when you get to your destination. Speaking of which, number 7, I stopped overpacking fresh clothes for every single day. You can get multiple uses out of a workout top. You can get multiple uses out of a casual dress. You can get multiple uses out of pants, okay? And you can bring some sink suds so that you can do laundry of your underwear. I have so many more detailed packing tips that I want to share, and I have a video coming out very soon all about that, so make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss that one. Thing number 8 that I stopped doing was not tracking flight prices before and after I book. Look, Google Flights has changed the game for me. Google Flights makes it so easy to look up all possible routes going to your destination on whatever day you want to go. You can set a flight alert for whenever you're looking to go, but then you keep your flight alert active for after you purchase your ticket. That way you're gonna see if that ticket price drops, you can go in, call the airline, and request a refund of that ticket. Now you have to make sure that you are purchasing the right ticket class to be able to do that. But I was able to do this, I think on Alaska Airlines flight, I bought the main cabin fare, and I just went ahead and canceled it for no fee and rebooked it at the cheaper price. Flight prices are constantly changing, so this is a really great way to stay on top of it and make sure that you're not losing money. Thing number 9 I stopped doing was relying on airport food. Look, as anyone who has ever purchased a $16 Ben & Jerry's milkshake from the Denver airport can tell you, airport food is expensive and it's not exactly conducive to your health goals, because you don't want to order a salad when there's like a burger and french fries for, you know, the same price. So pack snacks. Always come prepared with your own snacks so you don't have to rely on expensive airport food. Also, bonus tip here, don't shy away from the airplane food itself. I know there's like a stereotype about airplane food being really bad, but they've actually come leaps and bounds in the past few years, especially with the food for purchase. So I fly United a lot. They have a great cheese plate that's like $8. It's like the perfect amount of like protein and just makes me feel a little bit fancy. It's a delight. They also have really good snack boxes that have like healthy-ish options, and they're like $10. And if you stack your credit cards right, if you have like the airline credit card, or you have like American Express Platinum, which gives you credits, you can get a discount or even like get a credit back so that that food is free. So it's a pretty good deal. Don't sleep on the airplane food. And thing number 10 that I stopped doing is forgetting to prep the home before I leave. 3 things I always do before I leave the house. I turn off the water to the toilet, I take out the trash, and I pre-order grocery delivery. I have an entire routine around what I do before and after I travel that just makes it really easy for me to switch between travel mode and home mode. I always take out the trash, I always turn off the water to the toilet, I always pre-order groceries. And there's a whole bunch of other things I do. I actually made an entire video about how to transition from travel to work and back. Then you can go watch that video here. Until next time, go create a life you love. Bye.